Matthew Stuckey here from Verity Baptist Church, Manila, just giving you a quick one-year update from our church. And it was a great first year of our church. Our number one goal when I started the church, when I talked about the vision of VBC Manila in the first sermon, was to get churches started. And so I had a goal and an idea and kind of a dream to get a church started in Pampanga, basically a year after the church started. And, at first I was real excited about that, and as kind of time went by, I was wondering, man, there's so many things that have to fall in place. Maybe it's going to take a few years or something like that. But those things just happened to fall in place for us, and we had families ready for the church. We had people, multiple families at the church were willing to open up their home to have services. And so things just kind of lined up perfectly, and it's going great. And we have a lot of guys that have the ability to preach, so we have kind of a rotating schedule of people preaching down there. And that's our number one goal, is to get churches started. And the reason why is because there's really not even a halfway decent church for people in the areas they live. And in the United States or other countries, there's churches that are decent, that are right on salvation, that have some soul winning or at least some semblance of evangelism. And you can get involved in those churches and be a blessing, and you can grow there and raise a family there, and great, and serve God there. But honestly, in the Philippines, in most areas, you just don't have that situation. And so we're trying to help fill that void. And so we're excited that we were able to help get a church started our first year. And we'll see what the Lord has for us this next coming year, but it's very exciting for us. And we ended the year, I believe, with a total of 6,003 salvations, or 6,004 salvations, I believe was our final count. 6,004 salvations. And so we're excited with that, 6,004 salvations, which means we just barely average over 500 salvations per month. And so that, I didn't really have expectations when we started the church how many we would get saved. It's really hard to tell. But our soul winning is kind of a mix of three different things. We go door to door, obviously, near our church building, and that's where we've gotten the majority of our visitors, from our door to door soul winning near our building. And on our anniversary, we had 9 people baptized, and the majority of those people are just kind of new people we reached through door to door soul winning near our church. And so that's definitely something we never want to forsake, because we're starting to grow through that, reaching just the local people that months ago wouldn't have known what new IFB is. And quite honestly, I don't think they know what it is now either, because I don't really preach and say, we're a new IFB or anything like that. And so it's great reaching just new people. That's really exciting. We also have all-day soul winning on Saturdays in Quezon Memorial Circle, and we'll probably mix in other areas such as Rizal Park in the future. And so we kind of hit heavy density areas where we can get a lot of people saved. And so that's kind of where we get lots of salvations, is in those parks and things such as that, where there's just lots of people waiting to listen to someone. But we also recently started, these last several months, our school ministry. And so pretty much each week we're going to the schools and preaching at various classrooms. We don't count salvations from the classrooms, because we're not able to, with big groups, follow up with people one-on-one or one-on-two to make sure they got it. But we do believe plenty of people are getting saved from it, though, as we're hearing reports of people later on tell us, yeah, we got saved, you talked to us at the school and things such as that. And it's a great opportunity, but our best avenue to get people to come to church has been our door-to-door soul winning. So we're trying to do a mix of all three of these things, and it's a balance we got to kind of strike, because in the U.S., honestly, you just kind of go door-to-door and in apartment complexes, but here there's just a lot more opportunities. So you can't do everything. You got to just kind of choose what you believe is the most important. And so we're just happy for all those opportunities. And so great year. We got lots of people saved. Our church has grown. We've had new people come to the church. And, we're just excited to see what the Lord has for us in this next year. And so I would say there's definitely an adjustment phase when you move to a new country. And a lot of things I've learned, a lot of mistakes I've made this past year, my first year of leadership in terms of running a church. But overall, God has really blessed us, and we're excited about the results, and we're excited to see what God has for us this next year. And so it's been a busy last week, because if you notice, the location, if you watch my videos, is a little bit different, because we just moved into a new apartment complex the day after our 1-year anniversary. So many people from the church helped us move, and we're really excited and thankful for that. And, also I did my first wedding just this past week. We had a couple from our church who got married. And this next year, we're going to be having couples at our church are going to be getting married, which is exciting, seeing new families. And, we just recently had someone in our church had a baby, which is really exciting. And other ladies from our church are waiting to, including my wife, to give birth. And they're with child as we speak. And so it's exciting seeing just growth from within, and also just the spiritual growth I've seen in members from our church. A lot of people have made a lot of changes this past year. And, the one thing I really like is that I believe our church has really kind of morphed into realizing this is our local church, as opposed to being part of a movement per se. And obviously, I'm thankful for all the like-minded churches and new IFB type churches out there. I think that's great. But I think there's really an important thing about being part of a local church, and just the activities, the fellowship, and the camaraderie and the soul winning we do together. We're just excited that God has blessed us here in this area. And my wife and I just want to thank all the members of our church and everyone that prays for us as we're able to co-labor with you here in Manila and in the Philippines. So anyways, thank you and God bless.